Peter Pan. So we're starting off in London. If you notice, it's always the same shot in certain movies like Pocahontas, Peter Pan. Um, and then we move on to the father. Now, like I've mentioned in Peter Pan and Wendy, it is possible that the father is also Captain Hook. Your thoughts, put in the comments. The more that I think about it, the more I feel like that's inaccurate. But it is quite common in Peter Pan live actions that the same actor who plays the father also tends to play Captain Hook. So just throwing that out there. We also see on the father the treasure chest, the treasure map, which will come into play later. In this shot, we have Tinkerbell. If you look on the, I want to say it's a dandelion, there is an Easter egg, hidden Mickey. There's a hidden Mickey, within the pollen, which is quite common. Then we have John talking about the Indigenous people. Now, I know that they changed it because when it originally came out, they used the I slur. If you don't know what that is, you can take a guess that it's based off the country of India. So they did change it to Aborigines, which is a little bit more appropriate based off location. There are still some things that are not accurately portrayed of the Aboriginals, but you know, with context, this was done in, I believe it was the 60s. During the song Follow the Leader, in this shot, you can see that there are hidden Mickeys within the waterfall scene. So in this clip of Follow the Leader, they mention Tweedledum and Tweedledee, which is a reference to Alice in Wonderland. Then we have this bear, which is also seen in Bongo the Bear, which was in Fun and Fancy Free. It is a anthropology of films, in the 40s during World War II, which this movie does take place in the, like, right after World War One, about, maybe a little bit more, but before World War II happens. Now, John does reference that he thinks that they are the Blackfoot tribe and they are part of the Algonquin group. Now, that is historically correct, that the Blackfoot tribe is within that group. However, and this is a big however, and we'll get to a picture of what Neverland looks like. Neverland is based off Belize. Belize is not North America. And when I say North America, I'm specifically talking about the United States and Canada, where Blackfoot tribal members live. So while it's great to have some representation, it's important to have proper representation. Now, yes, like I said before, it is understandable that this movie came out, back in the 50s, 60s, but we haven't done all that much better since. I did talk about Echo fairly recently, which was a lot better representation, but there's so little representation for Indigenous people, and it'd be nice to see more. Now, when Peter took Wendy to Mermaid Lagoon, this is really important because this plays into the Little Mermaid, Tinkerbell, Peter Pan theory. First of all, we have the mermaids, and they do highly resemble Ariel's sisters. We also see there is an Easter egg on the rocks within the flowers that one of the mermaids is playing with. And then lastly, they hear Hook coming and they get really scared. Um, if you watch The Little Mermaid 2, which I did Easter eggs on prior, you can go check that out. And I do talk about this within the theory video, that Hook killed Ariel's mother. So, knowing this and knowing the location of that and all of that, it makes sense that these mermaids are in fact Ariel's siblings. Now here's a shot of Neverland from above. It was very hard for me to find a shot of Belize from above. Now, here is the thing. There is an island off the coast of Belize, it is part of Belize, called Turnef Atoll. I apologize if I butchered that. And it has all of the same elements as Neverland, and it is also positioned, geographically positioned, where Neverland would be in real life. Um, so, you know, I highly believe that it is Belize. It's kind of been known that it's in Belize. It makes sense. Um, could it be possible that's in another dimension or universe? Yes. And I say that because of In Return to Neverland, and we'll talk about that in that movie. Um, but if you want a vacation, like you're on Neverland, Belize is the place. Now, I can't guarantee mermaids and pirates and fairies and all of that, but we can get pretty close. There are manatees, there are, maybe there's pirates around, I don't know. I'm sure you can find a ship. There's beaches, there's forest, all that kind of thing. So check it out would be my best thing. Um, I would be interested in going. And then we have the very end of the movie, and like I was saying before in the beginning, this kind of alludes to why it's possible that the father was also Captain Hook. Um, and maybe it was like a different universe or a different version of him. Maybe he was a lost boy prior. Um, but there's something there. We just can't exactly pinpoint it, like I said, other than there are, other versions of Peter Pan where the actor who plays the father also plays Captain Hook. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below on that.